the smile of a man who sits all day. "You can't expect it at his age, Mr. Soames." "Why, what is he, 40?" "Yes, quite a young fellow." "Well, put him in. But I want somebody who'll take a personal interest. There's no one that I can see. What about Mr. Valerius, now he's come home?" "Val Dartie with that father?" "Well," murmured Grabman, he has been dead 7 years. The statute runs against him." "No," said Soames, "I don't like the connection." He rose. Grabman said suddenly, "If they were making a levy on capital, they could come down on the trustees, sir. So there you'd be just the same. I'd think it over, if I were you." "That's true," said Soames. "I will. What have you done about that dilapidation notice in Vere Street?" "I haven't served it yet. The party's very old. She won't want to go out at her age." "I don't know. This spirit of unrest touches everyone. Still, I'm looking at things broadly, sir. She's 81. "Better serve it," said Soames, "and see what she says. Oh, and Mr. Timothy, is everything in order in case of—" "I've got the inventory of his estate all ready. Had the furniture and pictures valued, so we know what reserve to put on. I shall be sorry when he goes, though. Dear me, it is a time since I first saw Mr. Timothy." "We can't live for ever," said Soames, taking down his hat. "No," said Grabman, "but it'll be a pity, the last of the old family. Shall I take up the matter of that nuisance in Old Compton Street? Those organs, they're nasty things." "Do. I must call for Miss Fleur and catch the 4 o'clock. Good day, Grabman." "Good day, Mr. Soames. I hope Miss Fleur—"
"Well enough, but gads about too much."
"Yes," grated Grabman, "she's young." Soames went out, musing. "Old Grabman! If he were younger, I'd put him in the trust. There's nobody I can depend on to take a real interest." Leaving the bilious and mathematical exactitude, the preposterous peace of that backwater, he thought suddenly, "During coverture, why can't they exclude fellows like Profond instead of a lot of hard-working Germans?" and was surprised at the depth of uneasiness which could provoke so unpatriotic a thought. But there it was. One never got a moment of real peace. There was always something at the back of everything. And he made his way towards Green Street. 2 hours later by his watch, Thomas Grabman, stirring in his swivel chair, closed the last drawer of his bureau, and putting into his waistcoat pocket a bunch of keys so fat that they gave him a protuberance on the liver side, brushed his old top hat round with his sleeve, took his umbrella, and descended. Thick, short, and buttoned closely into his old frock-coat, he walked towards Covent Garden Market. He never missed that daily promenade to the Tube for Highgate, and seldom some critical transaction on the way in connection with vegetables and fruit. Generations might be born, and hats might change, wars be fought, and Forsytes fade away. But Thomas Grabman, faithful and grey, would take his daily walk and buy his daily vegetable. Times were not what they were, and his son had lost a leg, and they never gave him those nice little plaited baskets to carry the stuff in now, and these tubes were convenient things. Still, he mustn't complain. His health was good, considering his time of life, and after 54 years in the law, he was getting around 800 a year, and a little worried of late, because it was mostly collector's commission on the rents, and with all this conversion of Forsyte property going on, it looked like drying up, and the price of living still so high. But it was no good worrying. The good God made us all, as he was in the habit of saying. Still, house property in London, he didn't know what Mr. Roger or Mr. James would say if they could see it being sold like this. Seemed to show a lack of faith. But Mr. Soames, he worried. Life and lives in being, and 21 years after. Beyond that you couldn't go. Still, he kept his health wonderfully. And Miss Fleur was a pretty little thing. She was. She'd marry. But lots of people had no children nowadays. He had had his first child at 22, and Mr. Jolyon, married while he was at Cambridge, had his child the same year. Gracious Peter! That was back in '69, a long time before old Mr. Jolyon, fine judge of property, had taken his will away from Mr. James. Dear, yes. Those were the days when they were buying property right and left, and none of this carky and falling over one another to get out of things, and cucumbers at twopence, and a melon, the old melons that made your mouth water. 50 years since he went into Mr. James's office, and Mr. James had said to him, "Now, Grabman, you're only a shaver. You pay attention, and you'll make your 500 a year before you're done." And he had, and feared God, and served the Forsytes, and kept a vegetable diet at night. And, buying a copy of John Bull, not that he approved of it, an extravagant affair, he entered the tube elevator with his mere brown-papered parcel, and was borne down into the bowels of the earth. End of Part 2, Chapter 5. Recording by Simon Evers.